Insubordination. What does that mean? It's when you refuse to follow orders. Defiance of authority, refusal to obey orders. How about in school? Why do students disobey the teachers? That's because the reason why is because they don't want to do what they're supposed to do. This comes from the principal's office, subpar vocabulary. The student decides to disobey the teacher, which is actually a substitute teacher. And he says, like, subs don't do anything, you just sit there and do nothing. He or she is qualified to be the teacher. I don't understand why you get no song. When you say, no, I'm not going to disobey the teacher because she's a sub. She does qualify to be a teacher. There is like no reason why you should say to yourself, you know what, I need to obey my substitute teacher and do what she says. So right now, basically, you need to start obeying your teachers and doing what you're supposed to do. Which brings us to the next topic, defiance. The reason why they're defiant is because they don't want to they ask you to do, teacher asks you with the phone, give it the phone. If you have ODD, it's different. We're talking about defiance. Students can do whatever they want. The reason why we're talking about insubordination and defiance because there are many students out there who refuse to obey orders and not do what they're supposed to do. Which is our next topic coming up. Multitasking. Welcome back. As you may have heard, we see students all the time in school talking while the teacher's talking. That is disrupting the educational environment and disrupting the educational process. The whole reason for that is because they don't care about what they're learning, they don't care about what they're learning about. If you're learning about algae, they don't care about that. They don't care about it. You learn about adverbs, they don't care. They don't care about it. They just want to like talk to their friends about what they're going to do this weekend, about what Jack did at jail, partying and stuff like that. Save that for after class or during passing periods. If you continue to talk in class, it's going to get you in a lot of trouble with the teacher. If the teacher tells you to stop talking, you need to stop talking. That's multitasking, talking while teachers talking and doing your work. The whole reason for that is because they just don't want to care about what they're learning about. We have to respect our teachers, period. No matter what. Otherwise, there will be consequences. We'll have more into this. Backpacks. Third urgent thing for all students. To carry binders, all your school needs, papers, books, pencils, pens, everything. But what if you realize that a school you go to has a no backpack policy? In Alvin High School from 2009. They had a no backpack policy, and then the principal said, if we had everyone a backpack, the students cannot roam the halls. This student right here decided to get his backpack and not put in his locker. He said he didn't want to miss the lesson. The reason for that is because if we had everyone like a backpack, it could be used as a weapon. If you were to hit somebody with it, that'd be assault. If you were to, I don't know, some people may think that a no backpack policy is stupid. But I'm going to look it up. There is no backpack policy. If you Google it, they don't have it. The bottom line is, if a teacher helps you put your backpack up, put your backpack in a locker, like it happened when I was in 7th grade. I didn't need to use the lockers. I hate those combinations. you would have like a lock and a key. There's a lock, keys on the bottom, turn the key, bam. You unlock the door. The moral of the story is if you're gonna carry a backpack around, make sure you don't hit somebody with it. Because if you do, there are going to be serious consequences. Sometimes the consequences can be like detention. So what happened at the end? They called his mother. He's like, please don't call my mom. And he's like, nope, sorry. I'm not calling your mom. So what basically this is like defiance. If you say you know you're not going to do it, you're basically defying your teacher. That's seriously a big issue. One of the most severe discipline problems that teachers and principals see is students roughhousing or wrestling. Like the WWF. It's not wrestling. Roughhousing, wrestling, you guys playing around? Just wrestle with your math book. Wrestle with your English book. Not with each other. If you're going to do it with each other, you do it off school. You do it outside of school. Otherwise, they won't catch you on security camera, and then what will happen is you might get Saturday detention or something else. Phone call home to your parents saying that your son was doing this and that. Your son was wrestling at home. I was wrestling in my school, and I don't tolerate this. So the bottom line is, if you're going to wrestle with somebody, do it outside of school, not in school grounds, because if you do, someone is going to get hurt, sent to the emergency room, and then have a whole different story, suspended for a couple of days, whatever. But you think that's going to be like if you guys think that's shocking, wait till you hear this next topic. Students may think they get to school, students may think to decide whenever to get to school on time. No. If school starts at a decent time, it is your priority to get to school before the first bell rings. When school starts, you step inside the school. If you're late to school, that's your problem. If you're not an adult, well, that's going to be your attendance problem. Like I said it before, attendance is very critical to your success. So, the bottom line is this. Nobody should be, I'll tell you right now, nobody should be late to school every day. Can't get to class on time? Well, if you can't get to school on time, then try to get early. If you're in school and you can't get to class on time, well, that's your problem. How about something even more dangerous for safety? People who have trucks put down a tailgate and think like they're having a football game. Williamsport High School has a policy like this. Once you pull up the school property, you go inside. You can't be hanging out outside. This is not a football game. Back then was the one you said, like, I'm like the tailgater. Like, all the students in this club, they decide to hang out outside the school. Once you arrive on the school property, you go inside. No reason for you to say, you know what, I'm not going to go inside the cafeteria because of the food. because it's too loud out there. I'm just gonna sit on my truck until school starts. Yeah, right. That's not gonna happen. The reason for that is because we have people doing drugs, making out, this and that. Parents complaining like the principal, like, where's supervision? What was the punishment for all those students? They got detention. And there's like, oh, we're not gonna do drugs, this and that. So we're not gonna do drugs, we're not gonna do anything. He's like going around the thing saying like if you're in this school, you're allowed to do it, that's fine. If the school allows you to hang out outside the school, that's fine. But in my school, it's the same thing. But still, the thing is that if you're right on school property, you go straight to the cafeteria. Go straight to the cafeteria. Not stay outside until school starts. My school's the same thing, but different. If you don't revise when you go to the cafeteria, you can't be hanging outside the school. Once the bell rings, once the very first bell rings at 8 o'clock, you go to your advisory or the cafeteria. And there's like no point for you to say, you know what, this is what I need to do. I need to, you know what, I don't care about the rules. I'm just going to go I'm just going to have my friends hang out in the truck. You guys think it's a joke? Nobody's allowed to hang out outside school. If you do this every day, then the principal's going to find out. And you're going to be in trouble. Serious trouble. Because it's a safety issue. And one of the safety issues is skateboarding or scootering in the class. We'll talk about that next. Many people think that school is a good place for them to be. It's a safe place. The principal wants the students to feel safe in a safe environment. A school is like a safety environment where students feel safe in the school where they don't get complaints. But imagine this: you don't care about saying you just want to ride your skateboard on school property. Wilson High School, Wilson High School, they do not allow kids skateboarding. This guy, Joseph, he's got caught on numerous occasions skateboarding on the property. What was the consequence of that? If he's going to happen again, it's going to burn at the bonfire. Even for scootering. You can't be scootering in the halls and skateboarding in the building. It's just not right. It's a safety issue. Somebody could have got hurt. Somebody could have got hurt doing all those things. Skateboarding, tricks, scootering. Somebody could have got hurt. Took out a leg. You've heard soccer practice. Took out a leg. You wouldn't qualify for any sport. Football, basketball, soccer, baseball, etc. Take out your leg. It'd be a student who skateboards. It'd be a student who skateboards fault. The reason for that is because it's a safety issue. We all care about student safety. I care about student safety. We have to make sure, all we need to do is make sure that we keep our kids safe from danger and harm, no matter what. no matter what the cost may be. But it's the same thing for everybody. What about these tardy excuses? One student in particular is always late because six tardies because what he does, he just walks his girlfriend to class, then he's the one being late. Love is in the air. People feel like it's spring. We know that, but love can get you in a lot of trouble with tardies. When the bell beeps, you have like 5 minutes to get to point A to point B. Period. It's not place for you to walk your girlfriend down to like it's not place for your girlfriend to like say, you walk me to class, I'm like, sure, but I'm gonna get tardy. But still, the thing is that if you're late because you're walking your girlfriend to class, that's like a stupid reason. If you have two jobs at the same time, do you take your girlfriend to work? You late because you took your girlfriend to work? That's like a serious issue. The only excuses that you can do is like you can say I'm late because of a doctor's appointment. I'm late because my car broke down. I'm late because I had to go do something else. This and that. Those are excuses you can use, not unexcused absences. If it's an excused absence, you have to have a note from the doctor saying that your student was at the doctor's office because of a doctor's appointment. And there's like no reason for this to happen. And the point of pass appearance is to get to point A to point B, not to act like a being with chicken legs, acting like a girl. I'm not getting into the subject. But what I will get into is students trying to negotiate the rules, thinking just because you're in school suspension for your charge doesn't mean you can fix it, ask the principal. Like, Louisville High has like a policy saying if you're in school suspension, you cannot attend an after school activity like prom. If you miss if you're sick on a Thursday and then you come back on Friday, like 5 days in school suspension. You miss one day, you gotta repeat the other day. You gotta go back to Monday and then repeat your in school suspension. I don't even repeat like all days. I mean repeat the days you miss. Repeat the days you miss in school suspension. Students might tell the principal, I'm just asking for slack. The principal cannot cut you any slack. I don't care if the principal cares about your student, your feelings. It's the rules. If you're asking for slack, you're not going to have any. Period. Nobody's going to give you any slack. Nobody's going to ask you to bend the rules. No one's going to break the rules because it is part of the handbook. Every student should read the handbook, and most importantly, every principal should have the handbook at their desks so that they can, like, rules are rules. nobody is pregnant. So that's probably it for, for this topic. How about students just make up, they just do it, like they just hit somebody and the night they hit somebody. That's not allowed. If you're the one who hit somebody, you have to confess saying, okay, I hit, I hit, I hit the teacher. I threatened the teacher. You can't threaten teachers. Who will give you the right to threaten a teacher? That can result in a lot of trouble, in a lot of trouble. So I guess that's that. Now we gotta move on to students who go to the next session and talk to their friends. If you have an off period, you can just go leave. You can't be like going to the next class, hang out with your teacher, this and that. If you have an off period, you can leave until the next class starts. Like leave the school building or run to the cafeteria. But if the principal approves your off period, what you have to do is like go outside the school and not wander around the halls. Security will find you, ask you if you have a pass or something, and then when you say no, you're not going to have a pass because of the schedule. You show them the schedule so you have an off period, and then that doesn't prove anything. You need to make sure you can't be like going to your class, hang out with your friends. Like if you have friends at lunch, make friends at lunch. If you have friends who are in a different class, you go to a different class, talk to your friends. You're disrupting their reason for school, and you're telling them to ignore the number one goal to be in the school, getting an education. It's important that kids get an education. So the question is, what is the purpose of going to school? Talk to your friends, look for looks, or to get an education. C. The whole reason why you're in school is to get an education. And not to get in trouble. If you chose A and B, you're wrong. You need to get your priorities straight, get your education, and not get in a serious trouble. They say stay out of trouble, stay out of trouble. And I tell you, students wear hats all the time, and gloves, that represents a gang thing. Wearing gloves, wearing hats, that can concern to people as being part of a gang. It can be distracting to all students. How about a principal takes your hat and then puts it behind the desk and then, like, Kimberly High School has like several cameras, not just in the halls, but in the principal's office. The principal's office has like a hidden camera where something can go wrong. Like there was two separate clips from this clip. One when he comes in, sees if everyone's here, and then the next is like is when he goes and gets his hat, goes behind the cabinet, behind the desk, and then gets the hat. That can make the principal very upset. If the principal comes gets your hat and says you cannot get back to the end of the day, then that's that. You cannot be doing this, period. No hats on at school. You can hide drugs. It could be distracting. If you're part of like an athletic program, you can be allowed to wear hats. That's it. You're like the ROTC, you can be allowed to wear your thing, wear your cover whatsoever. Nobody is like allowed to be doing this. You may think it's okay for you to wear a hat in school because you want to look cool and look good without the hat. Nope, not like that. The whole story is that no hats are allowed. Follow the dress code, no multitasking, get your education, etc. Christmas is weeks away, and the second semester is coming up in January, and then we all have to be present in school. No tardies whatsoever, period. And I appreciate you spending time with me to focus on these topics, and especially for parents, because this is a wake-up call to teach your students that when they go to high school, this is what needs to be expected. That is, give me a break for this Friday. And as always, thank you for your time and the patience to hear my words coming out, to hear the words coming out of my mouth. For all of us here at YouTube, until next time, America, I'll see you on Monday for our next edition of Give Me a Break.